What's up, everyone? It is Julian here from the Art of Fitness and Life and also Executive Health. And it is a beautiful day out here. I just got done running. Had a nice 8-mile run after my lifting session. And you know, speaking of that, sometimes maybe this is just a nerd in me, but I'm running in the middle of the day, some of the hottest portions of the day, and I just got done lifting, so I'm already fatigued. And one of the reasons, let me get this out of my face. One of the reasons that you do this is because of the movie Gladiator. How's that? Yes, as I was saying, it's the movie Gladiator. And in that movie, toward the end, when Maximus gets stabbed, and then he gets suited up and he goes out to fight still, and he's not at his strongest state. He's not at his strongest self yet, but he fights his ass off. Ultimately, he dies, but the moral of that story is sometimes you are not going to feel 100%, and sometimes you need to put yourself in a very tough position just for mental toughness. See, this is one of the things about, I grew up in the middle, I would say lower middle class, and you know, life was easy. Well, it wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard neither. It was just blah. And things like running and running for distance, it helps your mental strength. It helps when you're building a business and things are slow to develop and you're just putting in effort, but you're not seeing the result that you want. But you know that there is something that is still developing that you just can't see it yet. And that endurance that you get from running and training is the same type of endurance that is beneficial when it comes to business. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about today is I want to talk about blood sugar, insulin. Some people call it diabetes. I call it blood sugar dysfunctions, whatever word you want to use. And years ago, I got sweat in my eyes, so pardon me for that. I have my sunglasses here in my bag and everything, but years ago, I did my genetic test. And one of the key areas, which I had a hunch already, but one of the key areas for me was a propensity for blood sugar problems. I was in the highest category for that. I had a very high propensity for that. And I knew this already because my father had this problem. You know, he had diabetes for most of his life. Ended up dialysis, amputations, and all that stuff. And he fought his ass off until there was just no more left in him. God bless him. And one of the things that frustrated me, that whole process, was the way we go about measuring diabetes. You know, as I mentioned many times, we live in a very reactive world in the States. It's very reactive with our health. We don't wait to take any measures until we have it. We don't wait to check our blood sugar until we happen to go in for our annual checkup and you're pre-diabetic. And even then, you still do not get the help because you're just pre-diabetic. And that makes no sense to me. I think that's bullshit. And so this video, I did a longer episode on this, and I'm going to share that link below. I did it a long time ago that explains this a little more in depth, and it has some research studies to back along with it too. But I want to talk about 3 tests that are absolutely critical for metabolic health, that are absolutely critical to give you a picture of how your blood sugar is going, and which is associated with, obviously, with diabetes. So the first test is fasting glucose. And fasting glucose is a very popular one that we all get. You know, fast, don't eat anything after midnight, come in the morning, get your blood glucose. And that's a very incomplete picture, very incomplete. Because that's just looking at the short term. That's looking at the short term, and you can manipulate that. But it's one of the things nevertheless. But when you get that number, the standard range that they would tell you is anything under 100 milligrams per deciliter, I believe, is milligrams per deciliter. Anything under 100 is good. That's standard advice. That's average. We're not about that here. We're about optimal and enhancement. We're not about that. The next level, some people will say anything below 90 is good. I personally, along with a lot of my peers, we aim for below 85 when it comes to fasting glucose. Below 85. And the next thing here is heme A1C. This is measuring your glycation. And heme A1C is also giving you a longer term picture of how you've been living, how has your health been over the last 3 months or so. And when it comes to heme, a good range is to look 5.5 and under. Now, once again, even better would be 5.3 and under. And the third test here is fasting insulin. And as it sounds, it's measuring your insulin levels in your blood. And this is a crazy range. And depending on your lab, depending on maybe you live in a different country, the conversions will be a little different. But here in the States, it's around, the range is 3 to 24, which is absolutely nutty. It's 3 to 24. Good God, it's awful. Now, here, I would aim for anything below 5. Anything below 5, and I would say that is pretty good. Anything below 5. So when you go get this test, and you're getting a snapshot of your metabolic health, and you want to check your blood sugar, you're worried about that. You got blood sugar in your family, you got diabetes in your family, you got some people are pre-diabetic, all that good stuff. And by the way, this is also important for aging as well, especially with glycation. There's a test called Glycan Age, which measures glycation and glycans. I had a conversation with the founder of that and the chief scientific officer, but I'll talk about that in another video. But for now, focus on those 3. Fasting glucose below 85 is optimal. Heme A1C 5.3 below, but 5.5 is okay as well, and below, but really 5.3 and below. So, and then fasting insulin. And I'm going to repeat these again. And if you enjoyed this video, you think this video is valuable, you know people who maybe are pre-diabetic or goes and checks their blood sugar regularly, but may not know this kind of information. First, like this, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. More of this content's on the way. And also share this video with them, because this is absolutely critical. Metabolic health is one of the most pivotal pieces when it comes to aging and inflammaging and that whole piece of the puzzle. I cannot emphasize how crucial this is. I've witnessed it personally firsthand because I was a caretaker for about 2.5 years. And so it's not a good thing to watch, not at all. So fasting glucose, heme A1C, fasting insulin, get that trifecta when it comes to checking your blood sugar and getting an accurate picture of how you stand in that regard. And once again, below there will be a video that goes into more detail about all 3 of these, along with research, how it relates to strokes, cardiovascular disease, and all that good stuff. But lastly, I'm not a doctor. I only played one for a year, and that was enough for me. I left, do not want to go back. So, as they say, this is for entertainment purposes only. Consult with your physician and all that good stuff. But anyway, I'm getting ready to get out of here. Enjoy this beautiful weather. Take a walk. Enjoy this after my run and everything. You stay awesome. Be limitless. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your Monday. And never stop upgrading. Peace. Actually, today is Tuesday. Sorry. Enjoy your Tuesday. Peace.